ready to start us off from PayPal Park. Let's love the game now, the last of this weekend as we return to play in the NWSL off the international break. As Chicago trying to build up from the back, has to be careful the way Bay will get up and press you, and they especially like to be aggressive on their home field at the start, but now coming the other way, Ludmila in the middle has an open goal, yes! Cue the backflip cartwheel, but
We've seen the Chicago Stars team really penetrate through the middle. It's difficult to see from that angle, but the angle we saw, I think she does look offside. Ludmila shows great composure.
Well, we are going to have an official review, so VAR getting involved early on in this one.
I'm okay with this, though, because obviously the assistant referees put the flag up. I think from this position, she looks onside. Ludmila looks on. Ali Schlegel is definitely offside in that position, but not interfering. It's a great ball from Jamise Joseph, and I have a feeling this one's going to be given.
Alex Billiter, the VAR, now showing Brad Jensen whatever he needs to see as this last play is being checked. Opening minutes of this match, the Chicago Stars in need of a jolt of something. And Ludmila may be providing just that with what looks like it could stand as an early goal. It was called offside. Let's see what the referee says. It is a good goal, and Chicago will take the early lead now on the road in San Jose.
Thank you.
This is the rookie Taylor Huff out of Florida State, national champion with the Seminoles, taking the corner kick. The volley right back into the gloves of Nair.
Plan your whole roster and your team around one player. It's difficult when they're no longer available, and hopefully she'll be back relatively soon. But I think it's up to other players to step up.
Here goes Ludmila again, wanting the brace. Silkowitz again bit. Dahlkemper helped her out and was in position.
This is such good play from Ludmila. Abby Dahlkemper's doing everything. You can see her calling out Silkowitz to come out, you know, a bit quicker. Abby does a really good job at covering on the line.
Well covered by the defense. Huff there to pick up the pieces. She'll serve it back into the box.
See, that's better from Malum. That was really good covering because she actually came all the way from the left side to the right-hand side in order to put the pressure on.
Chicago unable to get a stop, and Lima having crisscrossed all the way over to the other side.
San Diego wave. I like what Jonas Seiderveld's doing, and I think this year, you know, we might see some other teams start to creep in there.
Joseph set up that goal for Ludmila in the 5th. Takes it herself. Easy in the end for Silkowitz. Two-time NWSL champion in her time with the Thorns. Now back on the defensive with Joseph and Ludmila. Heading their way. Ludmila, couple step overs, still wants it, takes it, scores! What, no backflip? We got one in the first one, but that is 2 for Ludmila.
It's a really good play again from Jamise Joseph. We spoke about the keys to the game, Jen, and they've just been really good in this first half. I think if I'm being hypercritical, Abby Dahlkemper will be disappointed here in order to let her come in on the right-hand side. She doesn't have to do much. She drops her shoulder a little bit. Abby Dahlkemper's usually really good 1v1. You have to step in there. Ludmila does really well. Great composure to put it in the back of the net. You see here, you'd expect Abby to jump in there a little bit, get tighter to it. And I think they deserve that, the Chicago Stars. I really do. I think they've been really good in this first half. Really good. And Ludmila deserves that. Nice little, it was almost like a toe poke in the end as well. But she meant that all day long.
With highlights and analysis, a first half that has been won quite clearly by Chicago. Not sure too many people would have had that on their bingo card, but welcome to the NWSL. They claim to be the most competitive league in the world, and this is why Ludmila had her eye on the hat trick in the first 45, but in the preseason and in the early matches of the season, challenging perhaps for a starting spot. So we'll see what combination comes back out for Bay FC. In the second half, they trail it 2-0 after the first 45. Enough for Chicago to hold on, pick up their first points, their first victory of the season. We'll see. There have been a couple of changes for Bay, as you predicted, Leanne. Caroline Conti coming in up top for Ashwala, number 15. Quick touch of the ball there. And then Joelle Anderson coming on in the back for Emily Menges. Ludmila off and running from the first whistle in the second half. Ali Schlegel right there with her. With her left, batted away. Silkowitz finally keeping one out of the net.
You know, cuts inside. I was waiting for the net to ripple. Look at that. It's going in the top corner. It's such a great save from Silkowitz. She's kept her team in the game, because I think if that goes 3-0, difficult for Bay FC to come back into the game. Brilliant.
Danger not over yet. See the changes back for Bay throughout her NWSL career. Conti. Kundananji. That's a penalty.
Her first arm, you can see here, was inside. The left arm is inside. The right arm is outside the width of her body.
She is off. Her sub, Caroline Conti, the second-year NWSL player, to take the kick, puts it in the corner. Bay on the board.
I love that from Conti. You could see she had conviction. As soon as she grabbed the ball in her arms, she was like, I'm taking this, I'm taking the responsibility. Steps up with not much backlift, really. The right arm just goes out. And this is what I'm talking about. Conti steps up, conviction. There's a lot of pressure on that penalty, because this changes everything. I think Bay FC haven't been good at all. It's a great penalty. I always say it's a good one when the goalkeeper gets us the right way and it still goes into the back of the net. Conte's come into this game, made a real...
All right, Ali, hang with us here. We're going to watch this corner kick first for the second half for Bay. Pickett puts it back in, punched by Nair. Definitely want to continue talking with some of the things that Bay has in the works, but what do they have in the works offensively? They're making Alyssa Nair work right now. But Ali, we have seen some renderings of this new training facility. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Last week as well, a couple of weeks ago on Prime. Must be difficult for the parents, because like, what jersey do you wear?
Hopefully they find one that's split right down the middle for those games. Ball flicked back, but right to Silkowitz. Chicago tonight.
Yeah, and I think their fans will be happy with this. You know, 4 games in, they were poor before, but this is a great result for Lorne Donaldson and his team.
First victory of the season, first point of any kind, and they take all 3 on the road.